I was introduced to your son a few months ago, and he telling me a little bit about your story. I've heard you've been in there for a very long time.
About 38 years. Yeah, I got 52 days left today.
Oh wow!
So I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I'm going to have a lot of fun.
Well, how does it feel? That's a very long time.
Let's see. Right now, everybody's kind of like on lockdown out there, like I'm in here on lockdown. So it's kind of like I don't even know. It's going to be kind of hard. I thought there for a while I was real scared, thinking I'm getting out into a busy world, hustle bustle, all kinds of people running around and everything, and now I'm getting out to ghost towns.
Yes.
So in a way, that's going to be good for me.
Of course.
Well, the fear of getting out's gone now.
You said that you've been in there 38 years. Were you up for parole? Is that why you're being released?
You met my son.
Yes.
See, when he went minimum, I told him I'd try to get out of prison. Okay. And I thought it would take me 5 to 7 years to get out. Mm-hmm. But it ended up they let me out right away rather than 7 years. So
wow.
I never knew when I was going to go home. Mm-hmm. So now that kind of threw a curveball at us. We wasn't ready for that.
Yes.
But I'm excited for it. Mm-hmm. I miss my son.
Yes.
We were sellers for 17 years. I'm sure he told you that.
Yes. Do you want to talk a little bit about why you got incarcerated and how it's been for you in prison?
Okay, I killed a guy in Portland, mm-hmm. So naturally I had to go to prison. Mm-hmm. I thought I was only going to do 20 years. Mm-hmm. They gave me, my sentence was aggravated murder, mm-hmm. And they sentenced me to 20 years, mandatory minimum, and I thought that's all I was going to do. Mm-hmm. So as the years kept going by, I kept doing more time, I'm like, wow, man, and then I realized they really never had to let go.
Wow.
And they never gave me a parole date, so mm-hmm. I never had a parole date to look forward to. Mm-hmm. And then when I got one in August, it was kind of shocking because it was like 9 months away.
Yeah.
So I was in prison for 38 years, never knowing if I was going to go home, and then they give me a release date within 9 months.
Wow.
So that was kind of like mind-boggling. Yeah, like grenades just going off every day. Yeah. As a matter of fact, they're still going off. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I have no idea how the world works right now, but I'm really excited for it.
On your time, you get to go home. Do you have resources out there or a support system?
What I have is in Jefferson, Oregon, who wants to help me. Mm-hmm. Her and her husband wants to help me and my son because I helped her son when he was in prison. Mm-hmm. That's about all I got. But I'm going to go to Portland first. They want me to go there. Don't have anything there in Portland. But I'm pretty sure with this COVID-19 going on, I'm pretty sure they'll let me go to that lady's house. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I really don't have anything going on. Quinn, he used to ask me, how come I can smile, right? How many years you know? Why are you smiling? Why are you so happy? I told him, that's just my outside look. I'm really not happy. I'm really, 38 years, you're really not happy. So I told him, hey, just don't let everybody know exactly how you feel. Just go through the day. I said, keep hope because you never know what can change.
Yes, of course. I remember he mentioned that one time, and he said, this is the guy who's been here almost 40 years, and he's always smiling. He goes, and I just have to ask him, why do you always smile? You've been in prison for so long.
Keep the hope. I think it can change.
Of course.
You never know.
Of course. So how did you feel when you found out that your son was headed towards prison as well, and for the same reason?
Oh, okay. That right there's that hurt real bad. Mm-hmm. That made me. That's the first time I think I cried in prison because my son was coming in. It just felt like someone had hit me in the stomach and knocked the air out of me. But then again, I hadn't seen him because his mom kept him away from me. So now I'm like, okay, I get to see my son, but I didn't really know him because his mother kept him away from me when he was little. Mm-hmm. So I didn't meet him until he was in his 20s, pretty much. Because when I came to prison, he was like 2.5 years old. He was just a baby still. Mm-hmm. My mother had said something when I got found guilty and sentenced to prison. She said, son, this hurts me more than it hurts you. I'm like, that's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Right? How can this hurt you? I just got sentenced to 2 life sentences in prison with a mandatory minimum of 20 years, and you said this hurts. You're crazy. So I was young. I didn't know, right?
Of course.
So when my son gets arrested for a murder, I understood what my mother said. I understood the hurt she felt, I felt. So once you feel it, then you understand it. I called her and told her that I understood now. Yeah, but for him, when he came in, 22 years ago, I changed everything, and then I started caring, because when you're in prison, you don't have anything to care for, then it really doesn't matter. And then when you get someone that you love that comes to prison, that you want to protect them and take care of them and treat them right and make sure that they do the right things. So that made me a better person and made me stay human. But I think that's what's helped me, was having my son with me has helped me be a better person. And it's helped him be a better person as well. That's pretty good.
You were celled up with him quite a long time.
About 17 years.
How was that for you, like having to get to know your son?
Well, that wasn't easy.
Oh, I can imagine.
No, it was like, I remember one day I got mad at him, and I said, who the fuck you think you're talking to? He stops right in the middle of it and he says, my dad? So, okay. Oh, no. So the question was, who do I think I'm talking to?
Yeah. It caught you off guard.
Yeah, you got me on that one. There was an adjustment to learn to live with your son, your family. It was really interesting.
Oh, it must have been very difficult, but yeah, a good experience for the two of you to have gotten that time together and get to know each other.
Absolutely.
After so many years, you must have gone to the hole a few times.
I went to the hole quite a lot in my early time.
Okay.
The first 12 years in prison, I had 6 years in the hole and 6 years out of the hole. It was pretty even. I was in prison.
Yeah.
My home, if I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do when I wanted to, and unauthorized areas I didn't believe existed, because the whole area is my area, and stuff like that. Doing whatever I wanted. That was the first 12 years, was about 50-50. Then I kind of started straightening up, and then my son came in, and I really just kind of like mellowed out.
Okay.
Just kind of like just kick back and do the family thing, and and try to keep him out of trouble and me out of trouble, and keep a job, keep good housing for us and stuff like that.
Was that hard, staying out of trouble for you?
Well, here's the deal. In a way, yes. In a way, no. So if you're with your family, it's like, if I do something, he's going to do something too.
Yes.
Or it's going to put him in danger, or it's going to put someone else in danger. So you got to always really be careful on how, you got to interact very carefully with people. Like the holidays and the birthdays and all of that, we kind of stay away from people, because I'm here with my son, and they all miss their sons. So, but they don't understand the pain of having him in there with me, you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
So until they experience that, they wouldn't know. They just know they missed their son. So it's hard on people away from their family.
Yeah.
And here I was with my son, and he's not only was he my son, he was my best friend and everything on the yard. So we had to be careful, because there was a lot of people didn't like that, just because they were jealous. So I was happy to have him and sad to have him. So it was a twofold thing. Like here I am now. I'm in a dorm with 120 guys. They're basically all younger than my son, pretty much, because this is a release center I'm in right now. For 17 years, I told my son good night, and I loved him. I'll see him in the morning. And I can't do that no more. So now I get to feel the pain that them other dads were feeling from their kids. It comes circle, and now you get to understand and just see where everything is. To know that he's already went through any bad thing he's going to go through, or to know that I helped him so he didn't get in trouble, or he knows how to sidestep or walk away from anything at all. I stayed with him and helped him do his time. I didn't try to go home because I wanted to stay with him as long as I could. And I got him as close as I could to the door. And now that I get to go, he's going to be coming out soon. So he's going to make it just fine now.
When you first went in to now, how much has the prison system changed?
Ooh, I can't tell you. It's changed everything.
Really? Okay.
The whole concept of doing time's changed.
Okay.
From the stuff they sell you out in the canteen, prison time on the yard, to the count times. They didn't do UAs when I came to prison for drugs. The guards have changed.
Okay. Would you say that a lot of the changes are good changes?
No, not really. I think it's just getting worse. When I fell at 82, I could buy an 8-ounce bag of coffee for $3.50. And now that same bag of coffee costs $10.45. The prices have went so high, and our pay stayed the same. So
yeah, how do they expect you guys to afford all of this stuff that you need to survive in there?
Yeah.
Because they don't provide it for you. Like it's insane how they mark those prices.
About every 2 years, they seem to mess with something. And it seems like anything that we like on the canteen, they take it away from us. And they say the vendor has stopped using that, so it's always the vendor.
How do you feel with the technology?
Oh, I don't know anything about it. I had a hard time figuring this thing out. Our first visit, we couldn't figure it out. I don't know anything about modern technology. The computers, they didn't have any phones when I was out there. Them little cell phones you got, them little pocket phones, I guess. Their cell phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have any of that out there.
Yeah, of course.
I'm in trouble.
Does it scare you, like how much the world has changed?
38 years in prison, going to go home to Portland, Oregon, a city that's grown a lot in the last 38 years. So I thought it was big 38 years ago, so now it's like triple. I thought about this on my way over to San Am, and when they moved me from where my son is. And I was thinking about, why would I be scared to go get out of prison when I'm not as scared to be shipped to any prison in the world? See, I'm so comfortable with prison, and why am I so comfortable with prison and not the streets? That's insane.
Yes.
So, no, I'm not scared, I'm excited.
I've heard of people that they didn't want to leave prison. They didn't want to...
Well, no, I've had friends in here who have did a lot of time like I have, and when they get close to the parole board, they get in a fight, or they throw coffee, hot water, or they stab somebody, or they something because they're close to going home and they're actually scared. I was not like that in my mind. I'm not scared to go home. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to sitting in a real living room, a real kitchen table, or watching someone cook a meal on a stove. I'm just so excited about the little stuff that there's nothing could keep me here right now.
Why do you think that they do that? That they don't want to leave prison?
Because there's somebody in here, and you're nobody out there when you go outside. People are used to seeing you. Like I know everybody knows me in prison, and where my son and I was senior, he was junior. And the parole board even asked me this. They said, "How are you going to feel when you get out and nobody knows you?" I'm going to feel pretty good because I've lost my name, and I'll get my name back when I get out. So when people do know me, they'll say, "There's Mr. Watkins, not senior." So I told them, I said, I'm going to feel pretty good about introducing myself to people, and I'm going to be okay. That's why people do that, I think.
Like your son, for example, he takes, working out very seriously. He likes to be active.
Yeah, that helps a lot. It's great therapy. Okay. Every time I see Quinn outside doing burpees, I tell him, great therapy. Great therapy, brother. Keep it up. Great therapy.
Yeah.
It's just head control. You gotta take care of it. It's head control, man. Right.
Yes.
So I'm going to continue to do that. I just went out and did some burpees the other day. I felt pretty good about it. I told somebody the other day, they're going to see an old guy. If you drive by Jefferson, Oregon, and you see an old guy in the park doing burpees, don't worry.
Like you haven't slowed down or anything?
No.
Okay, you have to keep strong.
Just stay active. I don't think I'm going to have a hard time with a transition. I mean, it's a new world. There's a lot of weird things going on out there, but one thing that we learned in prison is we can adapt. So you got to kind of roll with the punches, and I guess when I get out, I'm going to have a lot of punches to roll with. So...
that's very, like, your attitude towards it is very new to me. Like, I've never talked to anybody that is like, you know what, no, that's not going to be a problem. Like, I'm ready. Like, it's no big deal. And it's good to see that.
I think we all get institutionalized at some point, but it's just when we got to just let that go and move on. I think I can do that. Like you were saying with the workout and stuff, if a guy gets out of prison and kind of keeps the same kind of routine going, you're going to feel like you're still in prison in a way. That way you're staying active, you're doing stuff. If you get depressed, do push-ups. Do something that you know. That way you'll be okay. I think that's my plan.
Mentally, you seem very stable.
I've watched a lot of people go crazy. I've watched them go to the hole, and I've watched them go down to the hole and be my neighbors, and while they're there, they just lose their mind. I think by me watching people I know do that has kept me sane. That's it. And I've helped a couple of my friends pass away with liver cancer. I think by going to hospice and helping them and showing them that people care, I think that's kept me human.
Okay. Was that your job?
Oh, no. That was just my friend. I just went to visit with them while they were dying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Not a job. I just needed to be their inmate family, you know.
How was that for you, seeing people you cared about?
Yeah. My last friend was I think it was August when he passed away. I had just went to the parole board and I had told him that I'd made parole, and then I went back and I had to go tell him he's laying there dying. I just don't say, bro, take a shot. I made parole, man. I mean, I'm really, really, really happy today. And I can't keep this down because I'm so excited. And here you are, and you're laying here dying, and I got to tell you this great news for me. And he said, he put a big old smile on his face, and he said, you know what, Lord, you deserve to be free, so I'm happy for you. So I knew him for like about 34 years, and I had to say goodbye to him. But, you know, to pass that on to him before he passed away, it helped me stay a little bit sane still, you know?
Wow. That must have been so hard.
It was really, 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 really hard because I had to go back to, I'd cell up with Lloyd. I'd go up there, I'd go to work, then I'd go to the hospital and sit with my friend as long as I could until 10 o'clock every night. And I did that for like about a month before he passed away. Finally, when I came home, one night I told Lloyd, I said, I won't see him again. Tonight was the last night.
Wow.
So that morning at 9 he died. It was hard to talk to Lloyd, but we worked it all out. I was able to work it out with my son and the guy too, he worked with him. So it was kind of hard on him he went and seen him once. He didn't really like going and seeing him because he didn't really like that. Especially in a prison infirmary because they really don't care for you, supposed to. They don't take good care of us. So that's why we were there trying to help him. Make him feel as comfortable as we could because prison don't really care.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I'm sorry. That's it's heartbreaking to hear. There's more negativity towards anybody that's in prison and anybody associated with them. How do you deal with something like that?
Well, I just watched it on the news the other day. The governor was going to sign something to release some of us. And they put this worst guy, some child molester on there, who said they're going to have to let him go. How does the public feel about that? I mean, they let that guy be the face of all of us. That's just how scandalous the Department of Correction is. That guy that molested that little girl is not going to get out of prison. They were talking about people like me, that's like 60 days to the gate. But no, they put this freak up there to make them hate us. And that's pretty much what happened. That's why they done that. To make people go against us rather than for us. Because that virus that's spreading around through the prison, they already got 7 out of here with it. So they won't test no more. Everybody they test gets positive.
Oh, shoot. I don't know if Lloyd told you, but I live in Canada. And they released, I believe, 1,500 inmates. But the problem was that they had nowhere to go. They released them and they have no homes.
So,
there's no resources for them.
You said you're in Canada?
Yes, I live in Canada. I'm
Oh, right now?
Yes. Yes.
All right on.
Yeah, I'm Canadian.
Cool. Right on.
I thought Lloyd would have told you. I guess he left that part out.
Nah, you didn't tell me you were in Canada. That's cool. Right on, man.
Yeah, I'm Canadian. I'm Canadian. I don't live in the States. Yeah. I travel back and forth to the States when I visit my husband. I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of negativity, when people find out that my husband is in He's in prison for murder. It's people are not too happy. Also to know that I associate with other men and other females that are in for the same reason. Do you feel like that's something that you will have to worry about when you get released?
If they find out I was in prison for murder? Yeah, well, probably. I'm pretty sure they'll judge me for that, even though I've done my time. I'm going to kind of deal with that on a need-to-know basis.
Of course. You just want to live your life quietly and just enjoy it.
I think that's what I'd like to do, yeah. I don't think I'll be involved with the police anymore. I think that I'm pretty mellow and older and calmer.
I think you have to grow out of that mindset at some point, especially after being in prison after so long.
The last thing I want is to have a pair of handcuffs put on me again.
Of course.
So once I leave here, I'll never put myself in that position. That's my mindset.
When is your release date?
I'm going to leave prison at 6 o'clock, June 5th. 6 a.m. June 5th.
Okay.
In 52 days, I'm walking out of here.
Oh my goodness, I am so happy for you.
Thank you. I'm
like
thank you.
It makes Quinn and I so happy when we hear that, because we don't know if we're ever gonna get to experience that. Like, we don't know.
I hope that he gets to walk out of prison someday and feel the surge of energy, of excitement that I'm feeling now. That's totally unexplainable. There's no way for me to really explain what my body is going through, because it's like grenades just keep going off in my head. Well, I'm going to buy a rack of eggs or a thing of cheese, and I'm going to put soda pop in my refrigerator, or just all that little stuff is like, I was sitting here, how much does a skillet cost, and can I buy a coffee pot right away, and you know what I mean? I mean,
yes.
Just so much stuff in the brain. So I gotta buy a stereo right away, you know what I mean?
But those things are important. Those little things bring us, it does bring us joy. It does bring us happiness to be able, to do these things for ourselves. They mean a lot.
Hey, I was sitting here today, I was thinking, do I want to buy a silverware set for 6 or 8? Do I need 4 plates or 8 plates? I had a great visit. It was good to meet you.
Yeah,
okay.
Me too.
When you talk to my son, tell him I send my love.
Okay, I will let him know.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I had a great time sitting and talking with you.
All right.
It was so refreshing just to even watch your expression and how happy you are and how much you're looking forward to that release date. So, like I said, if you ever need anything, you'll have my contact information as well. Don't ever hesitate. I'm here to help in whichever way that I can. Please stay happy.
I will. Everything's going to be okay.
Yes.
It's going to be great out in the free world. Right. We'll do another interview face to face.
Absolutely.